into the hospital. One is a normal four-circuit human being, typical of this level of structure. What's going to happen to him depends entirely on the skill of the doctors and the degree of the injury. The other guy, let's make it a woman, she has a seventh circuit personality, and she knows a lot of it depends on her, so no matter what the hell the doctors tell her, she keeps telling them, I'm going to get better, I'm not going to die, you're all wrong, and she does get better and surprises them. This happens so often that there are two books about it on spontaneous remission, and they're both out of print. Doctors really don't want to think about it. It throws their whole science into doubt. I mean, this is without Christian Science. There are a lot of people who do it just on their own. Like Norman Thomas, founder of the Committee for a Sane Nuclear Policy, he had tuberculosis as a child. And he discovered in the tuberculosis sanitarium that the optimists were getting out every day. More of them were being released, and the pessimists were still lying there and suffering. So he consciously made himself an optimist, got rid of the TB, and got released. And about, I don't know how many, 40 years later, when he was middle-aged and a very successful editor, publisher, political activist, and so on, he got a very rare African disease, which is considered 100% fatal. Everybody who's ever gotten it, except him, except Norman Cousins, has died. When they told him that in the hospital, he got the hell out of the hospital, the first move towards cure, checked into a hotel, and rented videos of the Three Stooges and the Marx Brothers, and had a doctor who was as much of a heretic as himself come in every day and give him a massive shot of vitamin C. And he recovered, and he didn't die. He's the only one ever recorded to have that disease without dying of it. Now, there are some conservatives in the medical profession who say he never had the disease in the first place. That's the favorite way of evading the data. But the plain fact of the matter is that his experience and the way he wrote about it and the evidence he collected from other cases was so impressive that at the end of his life he was teaching at UCLA Medical School, even though he wasn't a doctor. He was teaching doctors how to activate this self-healing process in their patients by encouraging them to be optimist instead of pessimist. He also referred to it as activating the fighting spirit. And it happens all the time, but doctors don't like to think about it because it seems too spooky. And that's only one aspect of metaprogramming. As I said, you can program yourself into a Nazi reality tunnel if you really want to go crazy, but you can program yourself into a Buddhist reality tunnel, a nudist reality tunnel. You can program yourself into a vegetarian reality tunnel. I did for 1 year. I got to the point where I couldn't pass the butcher part of the supermarket without feeling disgusted. It seemed so horrible, all that meat hanging there.